CBS News senior national security analyst Juan Zarate is in Washington. He is a former deputy national security advisor under President George W. Bush. Juan, good morning.
Good morning, Nora.
Does it give you any pause that no one has claimed responsibility?
Not in this case, Nora. What you've had is a tradition of Islamic State attacks in Turkey going unclaimed. ISIS has had in the past an unsteady peace with the Turkish government and has not wanted to roil them too much. So in the past, they have not claimed responsibility. But we know that ISIS has suicide units in Turkey. They've perpetrated attacks in the past. And certainly the Turks seem to think that the Islamic State is responsible for this attack in Istanbul.
But the State Department issued a travel warning just on Monday. Does it say anything to you that then there was an explosion on Tuesday, that they had a hint of something coming from somebody somewhere?
It is important, Gail. I think the U.S. government certainly has been worried about threats from terrorists in Turkey and globally. The fact that they put out a new advisory demonstrating and saying that there are increased terrorist threats throughout Turkey and warning travelers certainly seems to suggest that there was additional information available to the U.S. government and certainly to the Turks that there were threats perhaps in the offing. And it does suggest that they saw something that was troubling, which is why they came out with that advisory.
How much of this is simply about Turkey's geography?
A good bit of it, Charlie. They're on the border with Syria. They're dealing with the conflict and the refugee flows. You also have the fact that Turkey has been the thoroughfare for foreign fighters into Syria and into Iraq for a number of years. And for some time, Charlie, as you know, Turkey has played footsie with some of these violent Islamic extremist groups. They're now paying the price, perhaps, with those groups fighting and attacking within Turkey.
What are we learning about the hallmark of these attacks and those who carried them out? They were wearing suicide vests. They were carrying AK-47s. It was clearly coordinated. They had penetrated the perimeter there, the security perimeter in the departures lounge. What does that tell us about them?
I think there are three lessons here, Nora. One is that the terrorists continue to find the vulnerabilities in the security systems that we have. Certainly, they didn't penetrate the security, but they found, obviously, a point of vulnerability that we know exists in terms of airport traffic, that area before you reach security. Secondly, these are more coordinated attacks with multiple individuals using suicide vests, small arms, any means that they have available. But these are also coordinated attacks. These aren't just random individuals. These individuals likely were not only well armed, but trained and certainly had coordinated before the attack and likely had planned this out for a number of weeks, if not months.
Do you think this is primarily going to be the new focus of ISIS in terms of these kinds of terror tactics around the world?
Absolutely, Charlie. And I think we've tended to think about the problem of ISIS as the physical problem in Iraq and Syria. But we've begun to see that ISIS has expanded its ability to attack in Western capitals, in key places like Istanbul, Paris, Brussels. This is the new methodology, and without a doubt, ISIS is trying to find vulnerabilities, not just to attack in places like Iraq and Syria, but well beyond into Turkey, Europe, and even potentially North America.
And big holiday weekend for us in this country, Juan. What do you say as we're getting ready to travel? Do you think tourists should be concerned?
I don't think people should be concerned, but they should be aware, Gail. I think people should always be aware of their surroundings, understand where they're going, make plans, and certainly be aware of any contingencies. Know where your exits are, know where your families are, and certainly know how to communicate with authorities if you see something suspicious. But we need to be brave. We need to celebrate the July 4th holiday with courage, and we can't allow the terrorists to alter our way of life.
Otherwise, they win.
Absolutely, Charlie. We can't let them win. And if they alter the way we operate in an open society, that's a victory for them.
I think sometimes that's easier said than done. I hear you, Juan, but I think sometimes you look at the imagery, it's really hard.
I know, Gail. I travel around the world, and it's tough, but you've got to be aware of your surroundings. But we've got to live our lives, and we've got to be Americans.
All right.
Juan Zarate, thank you so much.